Well, I think that, like anything, if you want to do something well, you have to look at the masters who have done it well beforehand. So yes, I would say a rigorous study of the form it was necessary to be able to write a story that you're satisfied with. And that takes a long time, right? Like, I mean, honestly wrote 80 short stories before I got one published, right? And like, they're mostly shit. Most of them are. Like, it took me 7 years and 80 short stories, and I managed to pick 12 of them out in the end to put in my collection. So it's persistence beats resistance, I think, in that regard. But also, I studied creative writing under a teacher at the University of Victoria in Canada, and she was very, very technical minded. So she made it easier for me to see the technical things that are happening and to build basically a list of rules that I have when I'm writing a sentence that I don't deviate from very, very far. Like ing verbs, for instance, I despise ing verbs, and you'll find very few of them in my writing just because I just don't like the way they sound, and they propagate themselves. So just rules like that I have committed to memory. And then I have like a bad word list, right, that I got, which is just like, has words like back on there and bit and of, and it's just like ways to form sentences. Also, I'm also forming sentences in my style for the world that I'm writing about too. So it's like, it's not an objective list, but having those kind of rules to work within, it's actually it's very liberating in this weird way to be able to push the boundaries within a limit is so much more satisfying, I think, than having complete freedom to do what you want. It makes it more challenging to make it work within a structure, and then it makes it that more satisfying when you've got it done. For people who don't have tutors or access to mentors, which is like most people, I think, you find an author that you admire, and you just follow that author doggedly. Just read and read and read and see what that author is doing. And the more you read it and read it and read it again and again, the same pieces, and you'll start to pick up what they're doing, and you can maybe sort of approximate a mentor in that way. So you can not copy, but you can emulate, or you can be inspired by. That's the key thing. Is to you have to be inspired, and you have to like the writing. If you have that, if you can continue with that energy for it, then it doesn't matter. Then you can be autodidact. That's fine. And then there are many autodidacts. That's how most people, especially in generations before me, creative writing wasn't the taught thing. So by no means is it a necessity.